Davey Allison and Alan Kulwicki are two of the biggest what-ifs in NASCAR history, and their stories ended in tragedy just 3 months apart. The past year, one had become a Daytona 500 winner, and the other a Winston Cup champion. The spring and summer of 1993 kept us from seeing them reach their peaks. But in today's racing infinity, it's an alternate summer of 1994, as both Allison and Kulwicki are still here, and they've both asserted themselves as championship favorites. In 1993, NASCAR was met with tragedy, losing Alan Kulwicki in April and Davey Allison in July, both in aviation accidents. On top of that, the sport was still healing from the loss of Clifford Allison, Davey's brother, in a practice crash in 1992. Let's look at a timeline where all three are still alive. The 1993 season changed, and 1994 is shaping up to be a competitive championship fight. It's June of 1994, and we're in Brooklyn, Michigan on a hot summer day. Here's everything that's changed in the past year. Alan Kulwicki had a strong 1993 season, winning 2 races and finishing 3rd in the standings, while Davey Allison went on a late season run that helped him beat Dale Earnhardt for his first championship. Davey Allison scored the first championship for Robert Yates Racing and now is aiming to win a 2nd title. As for his brother Clifford, he ran the full Busch season in 1993, having a good year and winning 2 races. In 1994, he's been running the Winston Cup part-time for his father in the number 12 Ford. Clifford Allison continues to make good strides and runs clean. As for other changes that have taken place, the most notable is that of Ernie Irvan. Instead of taking over the 28, Irvan fulfilled what some rumors said was his original plan, becoming an owner-driver. Irvan runs for his own team, racing the new number 56 Pennzoil Ford, inspired by the success Alan Kulwicki had with his limited funding. Since Jeff Bodine does not buy out AK Racing, he instead is driving for Michael Kranefuss's number 07 Kmart Ford. Bodine has still done a great job with this small team as they continue to grow. Robbie Gordon is in the number 90 for Junie Dunleavy, Sterling Marlin still pilots the number 4 for Morgan McClure, and lastly, Michael Waltrip remains in the number 30 car, but has a new sponsor in Exide Batteries since Pennzoil went to Ernie Irvan. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race here in Michigan. Starting on the pole is the 27 McDonald's Ford of Jimmy Spencer, and next to him is the 21 of Morgan Shepherd. Young Jeff Gordon will start in 3rd in the number 24, and starting 4th is Lake Speed. Dale Earnhardt will roll off in 5th, and next to him is the 56 of Ernie Irvan. Brett Bodine will start in 7th, and starting 8th is Ken Schrader. Rusty Wallace will start in 9th, and the 4 Sterling Marlin starts 10th. Starting 11th is the 77 of Greg Sachs, and in 12th is the 1 of Rick Mast. Starting 13th is the Kellogg's number 5 of Terry Labonte, and Jeff Bodine in the Kmart Ford will start 14th. Hut Strickland will roll off in 15th in the 23, and starting 16th is the 98 of Derek Cope. Starting 17th is the 6 of Mark Martin, and in 18th is the 42 of Kyle Petty. Michael Waltrip will start 19th, and next to him is the 11 of Bill Elliott. Starting 21st is the 40 of Bobby Hamilton, and starting 22nd is the 12 of Clifford Allison. Starting 23rd is the Hardee's car, driven by Ward Burton, and in 24th is the 90 of Robbie Gordon. Rolling off 25th is the 33 of Harry Gant, and Ricky Rudd will start 26th. Bobby Labonte will start in 27th, and starting 28th is the 18 of Dale Jarrett. Starting 29th is the 44 of Bobby Hillin Jr., and in 30th you'll find the 29 of Steve Grissom. Alan Kulwicki will roll off in 31st, and Jimmy Hensley will start 32nd. Jeff Burton will start in 33rd, and in 34th is John Andretti. Darrell Waltrip will roll off in 35th, and in 36th is Ted Musgrave. Davey Allison, with a tough qualifying effort, he'll start 37th, and the 81 of Kenny Wallace will start 38th. Starting 39th is the 75 of Todd Bodine, and next to him is Joe Nemechek. Rounding out the field is the 02 of Jeremy Mayfield and the 51 of Jeff Purvis. We are in for an exciting race this afternoon at Michigan International Raceway as Jimmy Spencer and Morgan Shepherd are going to lead the field of 42 to the green flag. Here we go, green flag, let's go Motor City Racing. Dale Earnhardt is already on the move as they go down the backstretch for the first time today. He's going to get past young Jeff Gordon and will now get to work on the leaders. Into turn 3, Jimmy Spencer and Morgan Shepherd continue to battle. Off turn 4 to complete lap 1, Dale Earnhardt battles Morgan Shepherd for second as Jimmy Spencer will lead the first lap. For the manufacturers, this is a big race for both General Motors and Ford, and it'll be a fight for bragging rights between the Chevy Bowtie, the Pontiac Excitement, and the Blue Oval that is Ford. Meanwhile, Spencer continues to lead as Dale Earnhardt works his way past Morgan Shepherd. We're definitely in for an exciting race as they head down the backstretch for the second time today as the McDonald's Ford leads, but Dale Earnhardt is absolutely on the move. Coming to lap 3, and Dale Earnhardt jumps to the inside of Jimmy Spencer, and going into turn 1, he's going to take the lead from the pole sitter. Right behind him is another man in black, that Miller Ford of Rusty Wallace. And I'm sure Rusty Wallace is going to be a big threat today. He's got a very fast car. He feels very good about getting the win here today. As you can see them going down the backstretch, still plenty of racing to go, of course, as Rusty now tries to chase down the leader, Dale Earnhardt. Coming back around, back to the line, Dale Earnhardt is going to barely lead that lap as Rusty Wallace is on the move. Wallace takes the lead going into turn 1. I have a feeling there are going to be plenty of lead changes in this race today as you see the 5 of Terry Labonte jump up to second. Rusty has a new challenger, and that is the Kellogg Chevrolet of Terry Labonte. Labonte gets a push from Mark Martin and Rick Mass, and he takes the lead. The 1984 Winston Cup champion now out in front as we go on board with the 6 of Mark Martin trying to chase down the 5. Mark Martin would love to get a win to get himself into championship contention here as we approach the summer months of the season. And they are 3 wide between Dale Jarrett, Ward Burton, and Brett Bodine, as Dale Jarrett takes the lead on the inside with Michael Waltrip right behind him. The younger Waltrip has yet to win a race in his Winston Cup career, but could today change that? Down the backstretch and into turn 3, we're on board with the 18 as now the 30 of Waltrip goes to the inside of Jarrett. He wants the lead. As I said before, could today be the day for Michael Waltrip as he takes the number 30 Chuck Ryder's Pontiac to the lead? Davey Allison is side by side with Lake Speed for the lead. As they head to turn 1, Allison looks to have the advantage. He's got Joe Nemechek in the 41 right behind him. And there he goes. Car number 28, the Texaco Ford, Davey Allison, takes the lead here in Michigan. Off turn 2, he slides right up in front of Lake Speed. As we take a look at the 41 of Joe Nemechek, looking for a good run here today. Driving for Larry Hedrick. But Davey Allison now out in front. just how he likes it and just how Robert Yates likes it as well. Battle up front between two title contenders, Davey Allison and Alan Kulwicki, our champion from a couple years ago. Behind them are Darrell Waltrip, the 98 of Derek Hope, and the 12 of Clifford Allison. How about the younger Allison making his way to the front? Kulwicki has the advantage on the inside, and as they come off turn 2, the Polish Prince will take the lead. Behind the 7, Allison and DW fight for second. Into turn 3 as Kulwicki continues to lead, Allison tries to hold his ground on the outside line, but Darrell Waltrip might have the opportunity here to take second. Off turn 4, and looks like the 2 of Rusty Wallace is diving down to pit road, which means one thing. It looks like our first round of green flag pit stops are going to take place, and Rusty Wallace is going to be among the first to go down pit road. Could this give him an advantage? Well, time will tell. The two team hoping for a fast pit stop here as his crew goes to work. Meanwhile, down the backstretch, Alan Kulwicki continues to lead. Alan Kulwicki and Darrell Waltrip are side by side, and looks like green flag pit stops will begin this time as Kulwicki asserts himself to pit road. He and Waltrip nearly wrecked as Kulwicki was trying to get to pit road. He keeps going, and we stay green. 24 laps are complete as Alan Kulwicki and Davey Allison are picking up where they left off before pit stops, as we see Alan Kulwicki taking the lead from the 28. Darrell Waltrip and Clifford Allison are also in this group contending for the lead, as now Darrell Waltrip is on the move. Waltrip dives to the inside, and he has help from Clifford Allison as Waltrip takes the lead. Man, how about Clifford Allison today? That is a car owned by he and Davey's father, Bobby Allison, as Clifford is trying to make a name for himself as he's driving part-time while still competing full-time in the Busch Series. And what's this? Clifford Allison is side by side with DW, and Clifford Allison takes the lead with Davey right behind him now. The brothers run 1-2. Can Clifford Allison pull off a massive upset here today? On board with the older brother Davey Allison, and while his main focus is winning this race, I'm sure deep down inside he's got to be happy for his younger brother now that the two of them are competing up front, just like he and his father did at Daytona back in '88. It's been an exciting battle between these four drivers as it has been swapped around almost every other lap. Now Clifford Allison takes the lead back, but here comes Davey Allison. The crowd is enjoying the two Allisons battling up front, as you see Darrell Waltrip and Alan Kulwicki almost making contact there right behind him. But meanwhile, Clifford Allison continues to lead. And like I said earlier, it's like the 1988 Daytona 500 all over again when it was Bobby versus Davey for the win. This time, it's Davey and Clifford battling it out here at Michigan. What a sight to behold, and perhaps something we may see for many years to come. Into turn 1, Davey Allison now takes the lead. The brothers continue to battle it out. It's been these four cars running up front so far. They have broken away from the rest of the field, but anything can happen. Now here comes Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip wants second from Clifford. Davey Allison, meanwhile, continues to lead, but it's still these four cars duking it out for the win. It's definitely been a fun race so far. Who knows what's going to happen here at the end? The racing has just been so exciting. Three wide for second as Alan Kulwicki leads. We have hit the halfway point in this race. Clifford Allison has the advantage on the inside, and he's going to take second. but Darrell Waltrip and Davey Allison are definitely not backing down. These four have not let up at all. You see a second pack of cars behind them, but once again, these four have not let up at all, and this crowd is enjoying it. You see on board now with Clifford Allison, who has just been so impressive here today, and even if he doesn't win, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about him after this race. Just an amazing performance he's putting on in that 12 car. A car that, well, you don't see up front a whole lot, so it's absolutely impressive out of Clifford Allison. Alan Kulwicki and Davey Allison will make their way down pit road, and they will be among the first to make their green flag pit stops. Waltrip and Clifford Allison stay out as pit crews go to work. Darrell Waltrip leads the way as pit stops wrap up, and Alan Kulwicki and Davey Allison are right behind him. Then not too far back are a pair of rookies, Jeff Burton and Clifford Allison. Still plenty of racing left to go, and knowing this race, there is a lot that can still happen. You see Kulwicki and Waltrip battling side by side now as they come off turn 2. And Alan Kulwicki's going to look to take the lead. He's got a bit of a push there from the 28 of Davey Allison. And you see that second pack of cars right behind them, being led by Clifford Allison and Jeff Burton. But it's still Alan Kulwicki out in front. And we're 3 wide for the lead. Waltrip, Allison, and Kulwicki. Waltrip's on the inside, and he's going to have the upper hand. Waltrip takes the lead as they come off turn 2. We are closing in on 20 laps to go, and as they battle on, there is a massive pack of cars coming that includes Clifford Allison. On board with the 12, he is fast approaching, and I expect him to catch him within the next lap or two. As a matter of fact, he's closing in right now. And here we go. Here comes Daytona 500 winner Sterling Marlin to take the lead. And here comes Ricky Rudd in the 10 as well. Marlin is looking for a big win today, but so is Rudd. Harry Gant is right up there as well as he looks to get past Kulwicki. Gant is side by side with Ricky Rudd as the 4 continues to lead. Harry Gant looking for a big win as well. A lot of drivers up here looking for a big win. Ricky Rudd in that number 10, that car he self-owns. One of the owner drivers in our field today. Back up front and back to the line. Here comes Ricky Rudd to take the lead in that number 10 tied Ford. Rudd suddenly has come to life here late. Can he come in clutch? He's got Alan Kulwicki, who's been up front a lot today, right behind him. Alan Kulwicki is back up front, but now under fire from Mark Martin in the 6. A pair of Fords lead the way, with Kenny Wallace and Jeff Burton behind them. You see Mark Martin now as we look from the 7 of Kulwicki. Roush Racing versus AK Racing, side by side battling for the win. We got several cars up here who have a chance to win. Kulwicki gets a good run down the backstretch, but now back comes Mark Martin, trying to get some help from a fellow Ford in Kenny Wallace. Who's going to get the bragging rights here today? Will it be General Motors? Will it be Ford? Right now, things are looking pretty good for the Blue Oval as a pair of Fords still continue to battle up front as we head into the closing laps of this race. Mark Martin, meanwhile, into turns 1 and 2. He's going to pull away from the 7. Kenny Wallace looking to join the mix as well, driving for Philmar Racing in the 81. Back to the line. 10 laps to go here in Michigan. Kenny Wallace is your leader, looking for his first career Winston Cup win. Ted Musgrave is second, also looking for his first career win, as well as third place Clifford Allison. The action is heating up here, and Kenny Wallace is going to have to go to work here to hold off these hungry drivers because they all want to win this race as they roar down the backstretch. Allison still in contention for his first win, but we still have one more round of green flag stops. Wallace and Musgrave make their way down. Oh, trouble! Hutch Strickland runs into John Andretti in turns 3 and 4, and they collect the 31 of Ward Burton in the process. And this changes everything. Right as pit stops were taking place, this will shuffle up the field for sure. As we take a look at the replay, you see the 31, the 23, and the 14 all involved in this incident. A 3-car pileup, nobody else got involved. This is on board with Ward Burton. As you see, John Andretti and Hutch Strickland just got together there, and Ward Burton was just an innocent victim. Tough break there for the Hardy Chevrolet. On board now with John Andretti. As the caution comes out for the first time here today, this will definitely shuffle up the field as green flag pit stops were just beginning. We will have a 5-lap dash to the finish. Jeff Purvis for Phoenix Racing is out in front. Kenny Wallace is second. Musgrave is third. Then you have Alan Kulwicki fourth and Darrell Waltrip in fifth. Davey Allison is back in ninth, and tough break for Clifford Allison as he is shuffled back to 19th. Here we go. Pace car goes down pit road, and the next 5 laps will determine the winner of this race. Here we go. Green flag back in the air in Michigan. Purvis is going to look for a nice jump here, trying to get the win for car owner James Finch in that Country Time Lemonade Chevrolet. Kenny Wallace right behind him as the 51 tries to get up to speed. Jeff Purvis is hoping to pick up the win here, but right now he's not picking up on speed. And now Ted Musgrave zooms right past everyone to take the lead as Jeff Purvis suddenly has an issue here, and he's going to have to go down pit road. What an unlucky break, and what could have been something special here for this 51 team. You hate to see it for Jeff Purvis, as this team will not get the win today. They came down with an issue, and it happened quick. Back up front, Ted Musgrave has pulled away, but everyone is coming right back. Alan Kulwicki is up to second with Ken Schrader on the move again. You see Schrader in that 25. He's up to fourth now, and he's got Greg Sachs following him as well. Into turn 3, Kulwicki takes the lead, and Schrader is there too. Ken Schrader trying to pick up the win for Rick Hendrick, and behind him is the 77 Jasper U.S. Air Ford of Greg Sachs. Michael Waltrip is behind Sachs as well, as Ken Schrader will zoom to the lead. But Greg Sachs, who has a win previously in his career, he wants to get the upset special here today. He's to the inside of Schrader. Greg Sachs is going to take the lead here late in the going. Can he hold on? Look at this, a crossover by Ken Schrader. Schrader back to the inside. He is not playing around. Michael Waltrip and Brett Bodine follow him as the Kodiak Chevrolet takes the lead back. Man, Greg Sachs was close, but Ken Schrader did not waste any time. We are just ticking down the laps here in Michigan as they come back to the line. 2 laps to go as Michael Waltrip leads. And how about Brett Bodine here? Bodine is looking for his second career Winston Cup victory. It has been 4 years since Brett Bodine last won. How special could it be to see that 26 Quaker State Ford grab the win here today? The opportunity is there for him. As we look back behind the 30, can Brett Bodine pounce at the right time? Ken Schrader is still there as well. Off turn 4. Here comes Schrader and Bodine. White flag, and they are 3 wide. Schrader on the inside as he and Bodine remain side by side. Look at this. Schrader and Bodine continue to be side by side and go into turns 1 and 2. Schrader looking for the upper hand on the inside line. We might have a photo finish on our hands here. Brett Bodine has a good run down the backstretch. He might have a shot here if he can clear the 25, but he's not going to be able to. Schrader is still there. And here we go. Around turns 3 and 4, side by side, coming to the checkers. Who's it going to be? Schrader, Brett Bodine, checkered flag, Brett Bodine. Brett Bodine wins it. He gets his second career Winston Cup Series victory and his first win in 4 years. What a huge win for him and this Quaker State team. Wow. What a race. One that I think many will be talking about for weeks, if not months, if not years to come. And with that, let's take a look at our final results. Once again, Brett Bodine is your winner, only leading 1 lap, and of course that being the most important one, the final one. Ken Schrader was second, Michael Waltrip was third, Dale Jarrett finished fourth, Bill Elliott fifth, Ricky Rudd was 6th, Derek Cope 7th, 8th was Alan Kulwicki with the most laps led, and rounding out the top 10 was Steve Grissom and Lake Speed. Good runs for both of those guys. As we look at the rest of our finishing order, Greg Sachs falls to 11th after he was up there in the running for the win. After getting lost in the shuffle, Jeff Gordon comes back to finish 12th. Todd Bodine is 13th. You see Ted Musgrave fell back to 15th there late in the going. Dale Earnhardt was 18th, Ernie Irvan 20th, Joe Nemechek was 21st, Mark Martin 23rd, pole sitter Jimmy Spencer 25th, Jeff Burton was 28th, Darrell Waltrip, after running up front for a lot of the race, falls back to 30th, and that late caution really made a lot of those front runners suffer. You see the Allison brothers after running up front as well. Davey Allison finishing in 32nd, Clifford Allison 33rd, a tough break, but for Clifford Allison, what a run for him, and I'm sure he's going to look to go full-time in the Winston Cup next season. As you see the rest of our finishing order there, Bobby Labonte 35th, Kyle Petty 36th, and of course John Andretti involved in that wreck late, he finished 38th, and 3 cars retired out of the race, those being Rusty Wallace, he had a mechanical problem, as well as Hutch Strickland and Ward Burton, who were involved in that late incident. And that will do it for the 35th edition of Racing Infinity. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more future content, including Racing Infinity, and of course the next edition of Sunday Night Lights, as we will continue to give you plenty of updates regarding Sunday Night Lights 2001. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.